Okay, let's set the scene. You're lying in bed, phone 2 inches from your face, scrolling through city photos that look suspiciously like stock images. Every skyline is glass. Every downtown looks the same, and every comment section is full of people saying, "I'd move there in a heartbeat," while clearly living in their childhood bedroom. Somewhere between the 4th Silo tab and your 3rd "What city should I move to" search, you start to notice something weird. The prettiest places, they're either completely unaffordable, or nobody talks about them at all. And that's not an accident. Because the cities that look the best on Instagram are usually the ones that quietly empty your bank account, wreck your patience, and leave you wondering how a place this beautiful can feel this exhausting. So today, we're not chasing hype. We're chasing reality. These are cities that look unreal, almost fake. Places where the skyline, the water, the mountains, or the architecture feels like it was rendered by a graphics card with too much confidence. But living there, that's where the fine print kicks in. Pick wrong and you'll be paying luxury prices for a lifestyle that includes traffic, weather trauma, and neighbors who take recycling way too seriously. No pressure. Let's get into it. Number 10, Santa Fe. New Mexico. Santa Fe looks like someone dropped an art colony into the desert and just let it vibe for 400 years. Adobe buildings, endless blue skies, mountains in the background like they're casually flexing. This place doesn't look real. It looks curated. Every street feels intentional. Every sunset hits like a screensaver. And somehow, even the dirt looks aesthetic. Artists love it. Retirees adore it. Tourists think about moving here for exactly 3 days before realizing how quiet it gets after 8 p.m. Now, living here. Different story. Median home price floats around $600,000, which is impressive considering half the buildings look like they were built before electricity was a suggestion. Rent for a 1-bedroom hovers near $1,700 a month. Cost of living is about 15% above the national average. Jobs: tourism, healthcare, government, art, and not much else. Santa Fe is peaceful. Almost aggressively so, which is great until you realize peaceful also means limited opportunity and a nightlife scene that consists of a wine bar closing early. Crime is relatively low, but property crime exists because even beautiful places still have unlocked cars. Living in Santa Fe feels like being inside a museum that occasionally reminds you rent is due. You'll love the silence. You'll love the art. You'll just need a plan for income that doesn't involve selling pottery. Number 9, Portland, Maine, not Oregon. This is Portland with weather. Portland, Maine looks like a coastal postcard that accidentally became a real city. Historic brick buildings, fishing boats bobbing in the harbor, lighthouses that look illegally photogenic. It's charming without trying, which makes it dangerous. People see it once in the summer and think, I could live here. Winter has other plans. Median home price sits around $550,000. Rent for a 1-bedroom, about $1,800. Cost of living is roughly 12% above average. And groceries here quietly hurt your feelings. Jobs lean heavily toward healthcare, education, and tourism. Remote work helps. Otherwise, you're competing with locals who already have systems. Crime is low, but seasonal population swings turn parking into a competitive sport. Living in Portland, Maine means loving fog, seafood, and seasonal depression that arrives early and leaves late. It's stunning. It's calm. It's also dark by 4 p.m. half the year. Number 8, Flagstaff. Arizona. Flagstaff is what happens when Arizona decides to be confusing. Pine trees, snow, cool air. None of this makes sense, and yet it works. The city sits high in elevation, wrapped in forest, with mountains that catch light like they're showing off. It's beautiful in a why isn't this more famous way, but then reality checks in. Median home price is about $520,000. Rent for a 1-bedroom averages $1,650. Cost of living is slightly above national average, but wages don't always keep up. Jobs are centered around education, healthcare, and tourism. The university helps. Seasonal work fills gaps. Crime rates are moderate. Nothing alarming, nothing perfect. Flagstaff feels balanced but limited. Great if you love outdoors. Tricky if you want career growth without leaving town. Also, the altitude will humble you. Number 7, Savannah, Georgia. Savannah looks like it was designed by someone who romanticizes humidity, Spanish moss, historic squares, architecture that refuses to be ugly. Every street feels cinematic, like something important happened there. Even if it didn't, but living here, Savannah has layers. Median home price sits around $410,000. Rent for a 1-bedroom is about $1,600. Cost of living is close to average, which is refreshing, until flooding enters the chat. Property crime is higher than average. Parking will test your patience. Tourists never leave. Savannah is gorgeous, slow, and emotionally humid. You'll love walking everywhere. You'll hate explaining to friends why your street flooded again. Number 6, Thunder Bend. Oregon Bend is outdoorsy perfection with a price tag that showed up uninvited. Mountains, rivers, endless trails. This place looks like an AI catalog gained consciousness. Median home price, around $750,000. Rent for a one-bedroom, about $2,100. Cost of living is over 30% above average. Jobs skew toward tourism, healthcare, and remote work. Local wages struggle to match housing. Crime is low. Nature is high. Traffic appears out of nowhere. Living in Bend feels like paying premium pricing to live in a place that insists it's laid back. Number 5, T-Fun. St. Augustine, Florida. America's oldest city looks shockingly good for its age. Cobblestone streets, historic forts, waterfront views that feel borrowed from Europe. St. Augustine is charming in a quiet, old soul way. Median home price, about $480,000. Rent for a one-bedroom, around $1,700. Cost of living slightly above average, wages slightly below. Tourism runs the economy. Traffic runs your patience. Living here feels like time slowed down, but expenses didn't. Number 4, Define Monterey, California. Monterey is coastal calm with California pricing. Cliffs, ocean mist, seals living better lives than most humans. Median home price is north of $1 million. Rent pushes $2,800 for a one-bedroom. Cost of living. Jobs are limited. Tourism dominates. Remote work saves people. Crime is low. Nature is loud. Living here feels like winning the lottery and still checking your bank account. Number 3, Thunder Park City, Utah. Park City looks like a snow globe someone keeps shaking. Ski slopes, historic downtown. Median home price is over $1.02 million. Rent, around $3,000. Cost of living is extreme. Jobs are seasonal unless you're remote. Living here is magical. Briefly. Number 20, San Diego, California. San Diego looks fake in the best way. Perfect weather, coastline that never quits. Sunsets that feel personal. Median home price, over $900,000. Rent for a one-bedroom, around $2,600. Cost of living is high, but life feels easy. Traffic exists. Crowds exists. Beauty carries the workload. Living here feels like everything works, except affordability. Number 1, Tuntun Jackson, Wyoming. Jackson looks like the outdoors decided to show off mountains. Wildlife silence. Median home price, over $1.05 million. Rent, if you can find it. Cost of living is brutal. Jobs are limited. Beauty is relentless. Living here feels unreal. Staying here requires planning. Wrap up. These cities look like dreams, but dreams charge rent. Every place on this list proves the same rule. Beauty doesn't guarantee livability. The trick isn't finding the prettiest city. It's finding the one whose problems you can tolerate. Because every beautiful place comes with a catch. And the view never pays the bills. If you're still watching, you already know the deal. Subscribe if you want the truth behind the postcards.